there is no silver bullet to
Yeah.
your finances, just like there's no silver bullet to the other situations, circumstances, issues that you have in your life. So while the and asset is an amazing tool, while real estate is an amazing tool, while there's lots and lots of amazing tools out there, they are not necessarily going to fix something that's taken 5, 10, 20 years to create quite a mess.
This is BetterWealth with Caleb Williams. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the BetterWealth podcast. I'm here with Jereme Roothouse, and we have another episode from the front lines. And I know that we've talked a lot about different scenarios, and one common theme that I get over and over and over from you, Jereme, is there's no silver bullet. So if you're watching this and want to do real estate, or have a great business idea, or want to do the and asset, or want to do your 401k, those are all good things, but they're not necessarily going to save you from where you need to be just by signing a piece of paper. So there we go. We teed it up.
Absolutely. So in so many instances, people will come and we'll start to have a great dialogue, and we'll get into what are your expectations for this meeting in our relationship together. And where do you want to go if money's no object? And I want to get people to dream and to tell me what that lifestyle looks like. How do they want to show up more intentionally in their family, in their marriage, in their community, in their church, or what have you? And this is setting that North Star for the clients. And what I find in many, many cases is we live in a consumer society. We consume. And a lot of times we're buying something so that it will solve a problem, create pleasure, fulfill a desire that we have. And a desire that many people have is to fix their finances because they feel that they're out of whack in some way. So we look to things that we can purchase and just make it happen so that it's easy, real quick. And money situations don't necessarily work that way.
Right.
You know,
real life situations don't really work that way either. It's like
that's fair.
You get into a relationship because you just want to fix this brokenness that you have, but you realize that the relationship's not going to help you, or the money, just make more money because you're insecure, that's not going to help you. And so the same thing, I think what you're getting at is like, hey, I want to get a real estate deal, or I want to get an and asset, and you think that's just going to save your life. And it's like, no.
That's really the crux of this particular issue is there is no silver bullet to your finances, just like there's no silver bullet to the other situations, circumstances, issues that you have in your life. So while the and asset is an amazing tool, while real estate is an amazing tool, while there's lots and lots of amazing tools out there, they are not necessarily going to fix something that's taken 5, 10, 20 years to create quite a mess. So in deciding to talk about this episode, we talk about instances from the front lines or stories that we're talking about. And this, again, it comes up time and time again. And we'll highlight, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Client, well, it looks like you're consuming about X amount of dollars and you're saving about X amount of dollars. How do you intend on funding an and asset, or moving towards your real estate goals, starting your business, growing your business, transitioning from a W-2 position into a consulting role, whatever the instance is? And they go, well, I think an and asset, or there's no money to back that up. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a good financial future. So there's this idea of taking one step back or 2 steps back to take 25 or 30 steps forward. And a lot of times this is a very raw and a very open and empathetic, sympathetic conversation about what do we really consume? What does our household economy really run off of? What does it take? Because there's the gross number and then there's the net number. What do we actually put our fingers on, or send to the banks first and then, transfer all over with credit cards and things like that. And again, a lot of times things go back to tracking money. We have common themes that continue to show up. The thing is that the silver bullet is easy.
And it transfers responsibility. We had an episode of Extreme Ownership. This is very similar to this. It's like it transfers ownership. So if I can do this with my money, then I can put my hope and trust into this thing, and I don't really have to be responsible for it not working out, because if it doesn't work out, it's that product's fault. Right. Not my fault.
Right. So you'll find that a lot of the stories from the front lines are going to be very cyclical. It's, well, I want this thing to be a silver bullet and help me or fix my financial woes. Well, are you tracking your money? No.
Yep.
Okay, so is that stewardship? No, it's not. Well, how much do you consume? Well, you don't know that because you don't track your money.
Right.
And this happens from 7-figure incomes to $30,000 a year incomes. It's literally the same dialogue again and again and again. And in most cases, the base answers are not silver bullet type answers in that they require work, effort, consistency. We'll go back to some of the principles of better wealth. Get clarity, find the efficiencies in your plan, or put efficiencies in your plan because there aren't any. Be consistent with the plan. And as a follow-up, use. How do I want to then use that foundation, that bedrock that I'm growing and I'm being consistent with to move me in the direction that I got clear about at the beginning?
Yep. And I'll just put this final note. There's some of you guys that have commented saying, hey, you should check out this person, you should check out this person. And so I've checked out some people that have interesting programs, and it's very evident to me, Jereme, that so many people want to sell a silver bullet. I see it over and over and over again, and I almost cringe, mainly because I feel like it's mismanagement and it's malpractice, quite frankly. But it's like, it's so easy. Like, trust me, it would be easy for us if we just had one product that we were just going to sell. We could make all these, and we weren't held to any standard, because it's easy. It really is, and people like it.
Yep.
But the problem is will it actually work, and are you selling yourself short?
Yeah. I mean, from a very young age, we are conditioned to consume. There's multiple studies done where the release of dopamine and the other amines that I'm not thinking of right now, when we purchase things, when we buy stuff, it is cathartic in a way.
Yeah. We
feel like we have addressed the issue, and the heart of the matter with a lot of this is that when we look at things, we're looking at the data, and we're saying, okay, what are you consuming? What are you saving or controlling for the future? And what's the ratio between those two? And that's hard work.
It's hard work.
So if you're interested in hard work, I know a place that you can do some hard work, and it will pay dividends. It will have a massive impact, not only on your finances, your financial model, but it'll have a massive impact on your heart, how you show up for your family, how you show up in your job or your business, how you show up in your community, your church, or what have you.
Yeah, I love it. Any final thoughts? No silver bullets?
I haven't run across any. No.
If we do, we will let you know. I promise. And like I said, there's so, like, and again, I wish there was, but there's not, and that should be good. So remember, create value in relationships, create value in business, create value in how you invest, and that will be good for inflation. That will be good for whatever happens. Value always will find a way to make it through, and it's not necessarily a silver bullet, because if we did have a silver bullet, I probably would take it instead of telling you guys. So just think about that. Anyways, thank you for listening to the Better Wealth podcast. You can check us out at betterwealth.com. You can check us out on YouTube. We're growing. We love getting subscribers, and we want to continue to share the message. And if you have not reviewed our podcast yet, please do so. We love hearing from you. Jereme, thank you for another wonderful episode. We'll see you tomorrow.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for listening to the Better Wealth podcast. It would mean the world to me if you could hit subscribe, leave a review, and share this with the people that you know and love.